Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So glad you are here. I just dropped in a little gift for those of you who come early. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you for supporting my channel. My name is Gavin Fish. On this channel, we cut through the fluff, the sensationalism. We try to get into the documents. We try to get into the recordings of your favorite true crime stories. And the one we're talking about today is the murder of Judge Kevin Mullins. Now, Judge Mullins' case got pretty complex. I mean, it seemed pretty simple. Seemed simple when he was shot and killed by his friend and the county sheriff of Letcher County, Kentucky, a guy named Mickey Stines. Mickey was arrested for the murder of Judge Mullins. He had served as the sheriff of Letcher County forever. And everything seemed really simple until everyone. Recordings came out. I saw them first on News Nation. It was terrific reporting. But then later, Elizabeth over at Hillbilly Crime got her hands on it. Later, still a couple days after that, I got my hands on it. No, it turns out that Judge Mullins is implicated in this crazy sexual favors for good, treatment in court and so forth kind of thing that's been going on. Now, Mr. Sheriff Stines had just been deposed in a federal civil rights lawsuit just a couple days before this fateful day when he shot and killed Judge Mullins. Man. So what are we doing here on the channel? Well, we are listening to recordings of the people that are involved in this civil lawsuit. One of the guys is a guy named Ben Fields. He was a sheriff. He was a deputy of Sheriff Stines. And he was accused of and later convicted of trading sexual favors for women that were in the Letcher County Jail in the basement of the courthouse there. He would trade them. Basically, he was the guy that he was the GPS ankle monitor guy, and he would take off their ankle monitors if they would do the deed with him, basically. Kind of how that worked out. Okay? That's why we're talking about this. Now, yesterday, we were listening to the first part of an interview of Sheriff Deputy Fields by Attorney General Detectives Matt Easter and Shannon Blevins. This happened on February 14th of 2022. So more than 2 years prior to this day, this was the Attorney General's investigation into former deputy, now Mr. Ben Fields. We left on kind of a cliffhanger. Kinda. It was a total cliffhanger. I ran out of time last night, guys. I did. I went about 5 minutes longer than I really could have afforded to. But today we're going to finish it up. Yesterday we listened to 40 minutes and 4 seconds of this recording. We have about 34 minutes and 56 seconds left because I've backed it up about 30 seconds so that we can kind of get into this. But basically what's happening, LAW is like, total cliffhanger. Yes, indeed it was. And I'm so sorry that I did that. But today I've backed it up so that we can get in there. The AG's office are like, dude, listen. He did this weird comparison about, sometimes you got to climb the bank, buddy, which I think is really funny metaphor, but it seems very Southern. Come on, dude. Just tell me, buddy. Was it consensual or did you assault these women? I want you to tell me your side of the story and get it off your chest. You'll feel better about it. And if it's consensual, then I want to marry. That's kind of, that is my horrible Kentucky accent. I can't do accents. But anywho, let's go ahead and go back to the recording. No. guys, I have shameless self-promotion to do first. I'm so sorry. But I have to bring you guys over here. On Monday, we will continue with this case. On Tuesday, we are going to have Allison Diker on, who's going to be, it's on the 44th anniversary of the disappearance of her mother, Lenine Ray Rogers. We're going to be having her on as a special guest, so I hope that you will join me on that day, on Tuesday. Monday, we will be listening to the recording of Jennifer Hill, who is another woman who accused Sheriff's Deputy Fields of sexual assault, and Ms. Hill has sadly passed away. So that's our plan. Monday, we'll be listening to Ms. Hill. Tuesday, we will be listening to Allison Diker tell us the story of her mother. And guys, it is a heartbreaking one, and also one that's really super encouraging. So I hope that you will join me there. Also, while I've got you over here on the website, don't forget, head on over to gavinfish.com. Anytime you want to check in on any of the cases that I cover, but also take a look at the true crime headlines that are happening on the site. These are all over on CrimeCod. While you're on CrimeCod, go ahead and subscribe to the newsletter. It's free, and I don't spam. It's that easy. Okay, now getting back to the case of Judge Mullins, specifically the interview of Ben Fields. Let's go ahead and pick it up where we left it off a few seconds before we left it off yesterday. Here we go.
Some girl get thrown around, or was this consensual sex? Which one is it? It's not a question of whether you did or you didn't. I know what happened. Wouldn't be here if I didn't. The question is, was it a sexual assault that I can't understand, or was it consensual sex? Dude, you wouldn't be here if I didn't think it was one. But I can't tell you to tell the truth without you doing it.
Can I ask a question?
You can.
Oh, so
But I may not have the answer.
When the evidence is presented, will all of it be presented?
I really don't understand what that means.
All the messages and everything? Because I'd like them all to be.
Everything that I have will be given. Yeah, your side of the story is going to come out. That's why we're here.
I'll check that out.
And then here's the thing, man. I know what you're getting at, because we've seen some of this stuff, okay? We know what comments came your way, right?
That's
what Matt's trying to tell you. We're not trying to dangle every piece of evidence we got, because that's not the right way to do this.
That's why I'm saying consensual, or is this something else?
You know, we've seen things. We understand what you're getting at, okay? I know what's going through your mind right now.
There's a difference.
What led up to this? How did it get started?
There you go.
Yes.
We know those answers.
I've read your message.
We're just trying to get
wrong by cutting her loose, deactivating her bracelet.
Okay.
I done wrong.
To me, I feel like that's a crime, and I should be held for that.
Okay. Well, what if that's not a crime? What other things about your all's relationship do you think weren't right?
Oh, there was nothing right.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So dumb.
I think I know what you were asking, and I agree 100%. That's why I'm saying, was there consensual sex between you two, or was this a sexual assault against her? You see what I'm saying? Consensual sex is two people flirtatious, not one person taking it from a person as a sexual assault.
Let me pause here for a second, okay? I just want to reiterate my belief, okay? My belief in this is that Detective, Detective Easter knows that this is SA. He knows he's got a case. He just wants Ben Fields to admit that there was a sexual relationship. If he will admit that there was a sexual relationship there, he's got him. Whether he admits it was, whether he claims it was consensual or not, he's got him. So that's what he's after here. Tell me that you did have sexual relations with these women, or that. Oh, dude, I'm totally channeling Bill Clinton, right? That's not Kentucky. Where's Bill Clinton from? Can't remember. Where is that fella from? Where is Bill Clinton from? Did not have sexual relations with that woman. He's from the South. Doesn't matter. Here we go.
two people flirting back is consensual sex.
No.
But I can't have a consensual sex or anything without your cooperation telling me your side of the story. That's the key.
Once. We actually had intercourse once.
Bang. Got him
Do you
right
remember
there.
where that was at?
It was in the bathroom at the courthouse.
Mm-hmm. Right there
And
he has
on
it.
that day,
Thanks, John.
how did that transpire? How did you all end up at the courthouse?
That is what he should say, Dandy.
Trying to think. I think she was talking to me about maybe needing some money. I was going to give her some money. Told her just to come on up there. She came up there. We met. I gave
Oh,
her
yes,
some money.
Arkansas.
Just one thing led to another.
What was the money for?
There was two times I gave her money. One was when her car was impounded and she was needing money to get it out of impound. The second time she had just told me that she was struggling. Power bills needing to be paid, rent, this and that.
Did you ever
Peppermint, I haven't seen it yet, but I'll get my hands on it. Can't wait.
have, you said you had intercourse once, right?
Yes.
How about oral sex?
It was the same day.
The same incident?
Yeah.
So you had no other sexual relationship other than that one time. That's oral intercourse.
Yes.
All right. I know that's hard, and I get it, buddy. I really do. You know,
that's hard.
That's what I'm saying. Don't think I'm judging you, because I'm not. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, especially guys.
Keep him
We're good at
talking,
this.
man.
You know, it just is what it is. And I've been a cop before, and I'll give you an example of how what I'm trying to go at here, maybe. Because I think you alluded to you want to see her do good by going to rehab.
Yes.
I think you're a caring guy. I do. That's why I'm here. Because you do care.
He's really
so
good.
let's say that I'm running radar and I see a girl, and she's going a little.
This is a really good detective, man. This is a really good detective. Hey, man, you're just a man. Us dudes, we do bad things. That happens. That happens. Yeah, so that happened once. Yeah, not that big of a deal. I'm glad you got that off your chest. That was hard to do. It really was, buddy. It was really hard to do. Very well done. And he keeps going and going. I cannot believe this guy hasn't asked for a lawyer.
Fast, and I know her. Maybe we've been flirting. I give her a break because that's, I can do that. I'm in a position that I can give breaks. Did you ever give any kind of breaks like that? Because
That sounded like an edit. to
you were
me.
you were the cop running radar, and you saw her do something wrong, but you wanted her to do good. Y'all have had a flirtatious relationship, and you thought, all right, man, I'll let you go this time. It's just me and you. Was there some incidents that took place?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure of my questioning?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Like she's got fees that she's supposed to do. She's not supposed to go outside of the county, but you can waive that. You told me that you could. So
She was given work release.
work release, or let's say she wanted to go somewhere that she probably wasn't supposed to, maybe to go shop or something, it's the same kind of principle. Like I said, I'm running radar. You know, it's a speeding ticket. I know the girl. We may be having a relationship. I just wheel it around, or I stop and realize who it is. I'm like, hey, just slow down, do better next time. Did any of those occurrences happen with?
I cannot believe he does not have a lawyer. You know what he's doing right now? He's thinking, okay, what do they know? How do I have to direct them? What do they know? And that's what's taking him so long. He's thinking.
I don't. Not that I'm aware of. I don't under.
The things could be waiving of fees. It could be ankle bracelet taken off.
Well, yeah. I mean, I deactivated her bracelet.
Why did you deactivate her bracelet?
Because she was wanting to go to rehab and couldn't have no way of paying for it.
Did you tell Patty that?
I did not. I just told Patty she was deactivated. She was getting
Was
a
that
bracelet.
prior to having sexual relationship
Yes.
with her? Were you flirtatious at that point already? Like I said,
I don't think so.
This guy. This guy, man.
I can't remember really.
but you did deactivate her bracelet.
Yes.
Have you ever taken her bracelet off? Let's say, for just whatever reason, she should have had it on, but you'd let her take it off. You know, because obviously you're in that position where you can do that. Just kind of like me running radar. I'm in a position to turn the radar button off.
Yes.
Did you ever do that?
Yes. I removed her bracelet after she left the rehab.
But she should have had it on.
Yes. But in my mind, it wasn't doing no good if it was deactivated. It
Wasn't on
it
anyway.
wasn't on.
Does she have any
That's a good
bracelets?
comment, Foxy.
Yes.
Why does she have a bracelet?
I gave her one
Why did you give her one?
to try to keep her out of trouble.
When was she going to be in trouble?
An incident happened with her, I don't know how you refer to her, ex or her man. He came and got an EPO violation, or an EPO on her, and the EPO.
Let me pause for this question. Is Fields married, or should I say, was he? Yes. And his wife was a jailer at the county jail when he was in jail after he was sentenced for this very thing. So she was his jailer, if you can believe that. It's just the weirdest thing ever.
Said she was on house arrest. She came to his house. They got into a physical altercation.
So, her and boyfriend got into it. You thought she was going to get in trouble. Or she thought she was going to get in trouble. So did you she contacted you, and
Yes.
you gave her a bracelet. Did you turn that one on, or is
No.
it okay? Do you know how many times you took on and off her bracelet?
I took it off once and gave her one to put back on.
Okay, the one to put back on, what was that for?
That was for trying to keep her out of trouble.
When her boyfriend found out? Did you ever have to put one on before she came to court, or any kind of things like
These
that?
are all things they already know the
I
answer
don't
to.
remember doing that.
Oh, let me just,
I gave her one.
I don't remember doing that. That should be his answer to all of this stuff, and yet it is not. And I'm grateful that he's an idiot. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm grateful he's done. And welcome, Queen Olive Ruth Ann. Glad that you're here. Thank you so much. But okay, we are just going to, just so you guys know, we want all the stupid criminals to continue to be stupid and talk to detectives like this, try to outsmart the detectives and end up getting caught. For the rest of us, we don't ever talk to police, not without a lawyer. That's just the rule. I'm grateful he did, but my goodness, what an idiot.
Maybe once in between there. Trying to think. Yes, once in between.
And obviously, you know, I'm asking questions that I know or I wouldn't be asking them. But I'm looking for your truthfulness, and I appreciate that a lot. Your communication, how did you communicate?
Phone calls, text messages.
Any other applications, Snapchat or Instagram? I don't know.
Facebook Messenger.
Did you ever use Instagram or Snapchat? Just Facebook or text or call? Do you have any voicemails or anything that she left you, or any messages on your phone? Do you have anything on your or Facebook account from her? What happened to those?
I deleted all that stuff.
Already deleted it?
Probably 2 months ago.
Okay.
Of course you did.
So you deleted everything off your phone and Facebook?
Guys, it's never deleted, okay? It's never deleted. Let me just repeat that. It's never deleted. Whether you delete it or not, it's never deleted. What an idiot.
From her?
Yes.
Okay.
I know it doesn't go away. I just didn't want it on my phone.
I agree. I understand. Did you ever be in that, you know, obviously there's a lot of women get arrested and get on house arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Any other girls that you had a sexual relationship with?
No.
Here's another good question. Is there some maybe that you flirted with?
Yes.
Who are those people?
I flirted, inappropriate messages, but nothing ever went physical whatsoever.
What happened with her?
She violated her house arrest, went back to jail.
How did she violate it?
The last time I had her on, she didn't return home. She went missing for about 6 or 7 hours. And actually, I think her mom's house was right over there. Her mom calls me and tells
On that
me.
hill?
No, it's them houses,
them
the
houses
house tops down
So there's
by
a
the
road that
drive-throughs.
runs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her mom calls and said she's at her house. I went there, picked her up, took her to the jail.
What kind of inappropriate, you said, messages you had with her? Were they sexual in nature or?
Yes, just flirtation.
Did you all ever have any kind of oral sex or
No.
intercourse?
No.
Did you have any physical contact?
No, Leanne, it's a small town.
Nothing, maybe a hug. Something
Oh,
of that nature.
now they're touching. Yep.
Any other girl?
No.
'Cause that's the only girls.
Yes.
Any men?
No. None that I want to talk about. That was a joke. I apologize.
Yeah, we got it. You're
Okay.
good. You're good.
Oh, man.
Back on the escape warrant that you got on her, explain that to me.
It was for her failure to report in. I was hoping that she would.
Now remember, what Sabrina said was she got busted because she stopped having sex with him. So he busted her, took her back to jail. That's what she said. That's why they're going down this avenue, this line of questioning.
Just come to the courthouse, turn herself in on it. I was just going to say, she didn't report in. She is now. and try to get her back out on house arrest.
That was after the sexual intercourse.
Yes.
So you went and got the warrant. Is that because you lost contact with her and you were wanting to get contact back with her?
The EPO.
Because, I mean...
The EPO stated she was on house arrest. The judge wanted to know if she did.
Sabrina Atkins, to my knowledge, is still in and around Letcher County. Jennifer Hill has sadly passed away. I don't know for sure what her cause of death is, but I think it has probably to do with her drug addiction. But that's just me guessing at this point.
If she did leave her house to go to his house to buy, for the EPO to have took place, and if she did,
Can you text that number and just tell me just a few more minutes?
And if she did, he was wanting her arrested for the escape.
So the judge found out about the EPO.
Yes.
And
the judge was involved in
so
this.
she was supposed to be at house arrest because he was asking why is she got an EPO on her when she should be at home.
Yes.
So what, did he tell you to go get the warrant, or?
He told me to check to see if she did violate her house arrest. And if so, to charge her with escape.
The judge told you this?
Yes.
Who's the judge? What judge?
It was Judge Kraft.
Oh, different judge.
But of course, the bracelet was deactivated. I couldn't prove that she went there. I couldn't prove that she didn't. So we try to...
And the judge told you to go get a warrant for escape?
Well, he just said if she did violate, to charge her with escape.
Okay, but you couldn't prove that she violated
I couldn't prove
it.
that she violated.
Then why was there a warrant issued? Explain that.
He wanted her to come in. I was trying to fix everything. I was hoping to get her back in jail.
Okay, when you were saying you were trying to fix everything, is that because her boyfriend had found out?
I'm not sure why they got into it.
And now he's...
I don't know.
He's corroborating what Sabrina said.
I think on the EPO, he said that she came over to his house. They got into an argument because she was...
What were you trying to fix?
That I had her deactivated when the court hadn't deactivated her.
So you were trying to get her back in jail where you could get her reactivated?
I was trying to get her back to the courthouse, to the jail, to be able to say, her bracelet was on.
Would she not meet you anywhere?
I asked her several times to come turn herself in.
So that he could show that her bracelet was on. Maybe to show, there was some kind of mistake in the system or some, something didn't work right, some kind of malfunction. Yeah, I don't buy any of this, but he is corroborating a lot of what Sabrina Atkins said. Let's see, a couple things. Yeah, Chelsea's saying there it is. Foxy, sorry I ruined your Black Panther party. Yeah, now he knows what they know. He needs the bracelet on in order to have leverage. Amanda says, definitely interesting. I'm wondering if this has ever happened before because I've never heard of anything like this happen before anywhere. Oh, I bet it happens all the time. And that's the scary thing. I bet it happens all the time. All right, we'll keep going.
And I would do everything I could to get her back out. She told me one...
But when this process started and you were trying to fix this, could you have not called her and said, hey, I've got to put a bracelet back on, you meet me?
She had one on her.
Couldn't you just say, okay, meet me, let me activate that bracelet, man, I've got to? Instead of getting a warrant? I don't understand that.
He's trying to explain it.
If I forced it on her, she'd...
So you were, what do you mean by that?
She would say what happened.
Say what happened?
Yeah.
To talk about your sex relationship?
Yes.
So you didn't go to her and say, meet me here so I can turn that bracelet on because the judge is wanting to know, or...
Hey, Autumn, tell me about this offline. I'd love to know what was happening here in this area. I bet it happens in so many areas.
Or something.
I told her if she came and turned herself in and that her bracelet was on, then it would show that she, had her bracelet on, she hadn't escaped.
I wonder.
At that point, that's what, and I guess that's where I'm not understanding. You're saying she turned herself, you told her to turn herself in. Did she have a warrant on her at that time?
Yes.
What for?
The failure to report.
Which is that the escape that you went and got to the county attorney? Okay. Prior to that, did you ever call and say, hey, the judge is asking about this, your EPO, I need to get that bracelet turned on?
No, it all kind of happened in the same week.
Why didn't you do that versus go get a warrant?
Well, I don't know.
Because he doesn't have a good answer for that. Because he's making it all up.
So, going back, you said that you didn't want her to say anything about your all's relationship, right? So, you go get a warrant to get her in jail to be able to activate the bracelet and talk to her and try to get her not to say anything?
No, I wasn't going to try to talk to her and tell her not to say anything. I guess in my mind, the judge was wanting her to come in. When he asked me,
He shouldn't
has
be
she come
trying to
in
explain
see
this.
you? I said no, that she hadn't. And
He doesn't have it. He doesn't have a good reason here. He was abusing.
So
these
you didn't
women.
have to let the judge know at that time. He inquired about whether she had been at the boyfriend's residence, and when you didn't have an answer for him, did he not ever follow up to ask why, or do you recall?
No, he wanted to know why, or wanted to know if it showed her going there.
Okay.
And I told him that it didn't show anything.
He didn't follow up on that and ask
He
why?
did. He asked me a few times, has she come in? Has she reported in? Have you got the warrant on her?
So it started with she's not reporting, well, it started with the EPO violation. He wants to know, did it show her going here to violate this EPO? And
Yes.
you couldn't give him an answer, correct?
Exactly.
And then the follow-on to that was, hey, is she reported in? And you're saying she's not showing up at her regular time. Is that what you mean by not reporting in? She's not
Yes.
showing up
Thanks,
at the regular
Dan.
She
time?
didn't show up
Which would normally be what day and time?
Wednesday.
Okay, so she's not showed up. Is she answering your communications to her?
Occasionally.
All right, let me pause here
What did
for a
she say
second.
about turning herself?
Okay. Here's how this is connected, Jess. And we're going through hours and hours and hours of stuff, right? But this is the way it's connected. When Sabrina Atkins, and I'm only showing her picture because she's out there. She's in the public. When Sabrina Atkins was talking with detectives Easter and Blevins, she stated that number one, that this guy was trading her sexual favors for not having to wear the bracelet. Okay. She also testified that she had seen videos of not only Ben Fields involved, but other higher ups. And when asked who the higher ups were, she said, well, the judge. And then the detective said, which judge? And she said, Judge Mullins. So then they filed a lawsuit. Sabrina Atkins and Jennifer Hill filed a lawsuit through their attorney, Mr. Pillersdorf, Ned Pillersdorf. Okay. And as part of that lawsuit, Mickey Stines was deposed because she sued not only Ben Fields, but also Mickey Stines, the sheriff, and the company that they both had worked for, which was the company that did the bracelets, the ankle monitors. Okay. And just 2 days after his deposition, This is what happened to Judge Mullins at the hand of Sheriff Stines. He shot 8 times. So I don't mind your question at all, because this is a convoluted and giant circular case where everything is connected to everything. It's just a crazy case. But that is how, hopefully I have explained that okay. Thank you for the question. All right, here we go with the audio.
She said that she was sick. Thought she had COVID. The next day she said that her car was stolen. She couldn't get a ride over there.
Okay. How long did she put you off for?
Probably a week.
And so you, after about a week, that goes on, and then you told the judge a couple times that she's not met with you, right?
Yes.
And then based on what you said earlier,
I agree, Kathy.
The judge says she's non-compliant to get a warrant.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah, he asked me a few times if I've got the warrant on her yet for not reporting in. I told him I forgot.
So eventually you go ahead and get that warrant, because you know judge is asking questions, you're not giving him answers, and you need to make some sort of action just because you're going to make yourself look bad. Is that what you're concerned, or?
Multiple concerns.
Okay.
I guess.
What were those concerns that you remember?
I was mainly just wanting her to come in so I could tell the judge her bracelet is on.
Right.
It's not been tampered with. I'm going to switch her out with a new bracelet with hopes that she'd just go right back home.
Okay.
Could you have not activated the one that you gave her?
Not without her coming in.
Okay. You have to physically hit that button.
Could she have hit that button?
Not without...
You have to have a tool or something?
I'd have to... Like a new hookup. I'd have to get all the information put into Patty and...
Okay. So it'd been deactivated for a while, so you couldn't just like, hey...
Yeah, Hand of Ike, that is one that, I'm still trying to figure out what the motive was. Keep in mind, though, motives aren't necessary to prove in a trial, right? It's something that we typically all want to know, but I don't know why it looked like he just snapped and was like, I'm taking you down. I wonder if it was one of those things where the judge is like, hey, this is on you, buddy. You got caught. You're going down. It has nothing to do with me. Even though it has everything to do with me. And the sheriff was just like, I'm going to make sure you go down. And then he just snapped, I guess. Crazy.
Press the button. She couldn't just press the button. Like, hey, if you turn your ankle bracelet on, then it's okay. She couldn't do that, right? No. She didn't have the ability. Okay.
The day of the sexual relationship, do you know when that was? Estimated time frame, when?
Maybe.
Month, summer,
maybe.
Winter?
Fall?
Put it in the fall. September, August, November.
Okay.
Did you
October,
tell her
November?
to come to the courthouse that night and meet you? Or did she say, I'm coming to the courthouse and meeting you?
I can't remember. She several times wanted to meet me somewheres, and I'd blow her off. Tell her I had to work or I was busy.
Right.
Do you have keys, or was the courthouse open? Or
I've got keys.
You got keys. So you don't remember who called that night and said, meet me? Was that a time she's supposed to check in with you?
Thanks, Jess.
On her normal, was it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Can't remember. Is what you said?
Yeah, I can't.
You got a low voice there.
I'm sorry.
And I'm hard to hear. I'm an old farmer that's been around a lot of machinery, so you have to kind of speak up sometimes. How about, did you know prior to her getting in trouble?
No.
Would you have ever had a relationship with her if it wasn't for these circumstances of her getting in trouble and you all meeting? Is that would y'all have met any other way, or
Probably not. Not that I'd be aware of.
how about
That's a great
know
question.
her?
Yeah.
Establishes that there is a power imbalance. They didn't know each other out of this, right? They weren't high school buddies. They weren't neighbors, that kind of stuff.
I mean, I've known her through the court system for years.
What an idiot. I love it.
If you wouldn't have been in this position to know, do you think you would have had a relationship with her? Do you think that helped you all?
I'm confused.
Because you're an idiot.
I mean, if we'd never met in any way, then probably not, but just,
I guess what I'm saying is, if you'd have saw her at Walmart, would you have went up and spoke to her, or is this something that, just because of
Great questions. Great line of questioning.
the circumstances that you were in, you all formed a relationship?
Zach.
that's a hard question to answer. I
Understand?
don't go up and talk to a
Understand.
lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Got anything? Is there any questions you have for me?
What kind of charges might come
I don't do charges. I'm the lowest guy on the totem pole of many people above me. I don't do stuff like that.
He
All I
knows
do
he's
is
getting
put
charges.
they send me up to these places to get people's side of the story. I type a form up, I give it back to them, and that's they tell me what to do.
Who's them?
The Attorney General's
General's
office. Yeah.
Peppermint.
I don't. It'll be up to them on what they decide.
I don't know, buddy.
I
I
can't
don't do
tell
charges.
you. I don't want to lead you in any way, so I just can't tell you that because I
Well,
don't.
too, and it'll be dependent upon, if there's follow-on interviews, additional information that comes in to make sure what you tell us is accurate. There's no prosecutor in the world that I've met, in the last 20 years that isn't interested in, someone telling the truth.
And
Yes,
your
Zach,
evidence
yes.
question, will all the evidence be presented? Everything that I gather absolutely will be presented. That is something there's no narrative here. That's what I told you before when I said, man, I understand stuff. I don't have a narrative to come up here and to get you to do, to only show something against you. That's not how that works. We do the whole broad spectrum and then let the chips have to kind of fall where they fall. It's not up to me.
Well, he's sort of right, by the way. Like, there are a couple of comments in here. No, he works for the Attorney General's office, and so it will be the prosecutor who comes up with the charges. However, the investigating officer has to write the criminal complaint and will likely know what charges he's going to bring. He knows what charges there. He's just still playing friendly. Hey, buddy, I don't know, man. That's above my pay scale. I can't tell you that. You know that. I can't tell you that. I don't even know. So that's what he's doing there.
But no way will that not happen. I can assure you that.
Yeah, this isn't, a movie or small town situation. You got to think your Attorney General's your chief law enforcement officer of the Commonwealth.
Yeah,
We've got a very important duty to be very factual, be very independent, to present everything, and that's what we said. We want to make sure that what we get from you is spot on accurate, because we know answer to pretty much everything we've already asked you. Okay, we don't, if you're wanting an accurate portrayal of evidence and an accurate portrayal of who you are, then honesty is the only way that Matt and I can convey that, in a report or, to a prosecutor or to a grand jury or anybody else.
I get no pleasure in this whatsoever and
Zero.
no benefit. So I will ask you that what you have just discussed with us through this period that you've been in our vehicle and our presence, that's been your statement, free and willing, right?
Yes.
Your honest statement, everything you've told me has been the truth.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, he just put him under oath. He just put him under oath, man. Oh my. So you're telling me that everything that we did in this car right here was the truth, right, buddy? Yeah, that is an oath. Oh, this guy is so good. He is so good.
What do you think should happen to somebody that this is done?
I done wrong.
I done wrong.
I never raped her forcibly, but I done wrong.
Do you have any other questions?
Wait a minute. That's a big one there too, guys. So I'm trying to think. Maybe one of our lawyerly buddies in the live chat can tell me on this one. But if I remember correctly, he has to part of each. What am I trying to say? With certain laws, part of the thing that prosecutors have to determine or have to prove is that the crime was committed knowingly. It's not every crime, but not sometimes it's a reasonable person should have known, the reasonable person standard. But anyway, he just said, I done wrong. I didn't R-word her, but I done wrong. That means that he knows what he did was wrong. And that will be used against him in court. Or it would have been. It's already been used against him in court.
Number. If you do, feel free to call me. I understand you may come up with something tonight. I will say this. I know this is hard on you. And no matter what outcome happens here, I want to assure you something. The good Lord above shows another day. And that's a guarantee. That's not, I can say a lot. I can tell you the trees are green. I can say anything. That's no guarantee in life, but that is a guarantee. That hill that you're climbing, you be truthful and honest, you will peak, and this will level out in your life, and you'll look back years from now, and this will be just a bump in the road. I guarantee you that. And that's, I know that wholeheartedly.
That's right, Chelsea. The elements of the
crime. I would like to just say that, Patty had nothing to do with it. It's completely separate from the sheriff's office. That had nothing, it's two different jobs. It'd be like me working in the sheriff's office and me working at McDonald's. The sheriff's office shouldn't be reflected badly upon, and Patty shouldn't either. It was all.
When you were doing this job, sometimes the ankle monitors in the evening, was it after work? Did you still have your uniform on?
I would have my uniform on most often, but it would be after.
Okay.
The court.
But you were technically not working for the sheriff's office, even though you might still have your uniform on. You're technically working for the.
He's working for the sheriff's if his uniform is on, and I am.
Yes, as an independent contractor.
What was your typical sheriff's department?
I have not yet.
Usually just 8 to 4, Monday through Friday, and I'd have everybody report into me at 4 p.m. on Wednesdays. That way I knew.
Has the sheriff's office always been over the monitoring?
They've never been over
Chelsea,
it.
thank you.
But the last, the current sheriff done the house arrest when he was the bailiff for 16 years.
Do they get the bailiffs to do it so they can go get charges and monitor? Is that why they do it? Because like a civilian,
I would say they would want, law enforcement to be easier to get charges and stuff like that than just a regular person. I don't think that's a standard, but.
Are you still working at the sheriff's office?
No.
What was the conditions of you not working there? What happened?
Misconduct on personal.
Okay. And what about the monitoring company we referred to? You still work there?
No.
Okay. What's the situation there? What they tell you?
Basically the same thing.
Okay. What'd you do before this? What kind of work?
I worked at the jail for 12 years.
Okay. Deputy jailer?
Yeah.
Does anybody else know about this relationship that you've had with her?
No.
Just you?
Is that part of the difficulty in telling us you're still married, right?
Yes.
Well, we're not going to tell anybody. This has nothing to do with all this stuff your civil suit.
It's two different things.
Two different
That'll
things.
happen.
So and I'm not gonna go broadcast that I talked to you. So if you don't tell anybody I was up here, I'm not gonna tell anybody I was up here. Although I've got to go do some other stuff, but I'm not gonna tell them I talked to you. I won't do that.
Thanks, Black.
If you're gonna keep that between us, that's fine.
How you proceed with your personal life and
That's
whatever
yours.
you need to do. You won't be us coming and telling or asking your wife questions. She wasn't there, obviously. Nobody's suggested she was there. She's not a witness. We're not coming there, so you take care of that business however you see fit.
Any other questions, Ken? But I appreciate your cooperation. Just hang in there, okay? All this will blow over. This all will get behind you.
You're going to be okay, buddy.
That's a guarantee now, I'm telling you.
It's only 6 months.
Keep your head up. Be
Chin up,
truthful,
buddy.
and keep on climbing them banks like me, buddy.
Stay truthful is the main thing. No matter who you run across.
If there's anything, just let me know.
All right.
That is a
Thanks, sir. Appreciate
pretty
your time.
great
Thank
interview,
you.
man. I don't think they say anything afterwards. I wonder what these detectives were like. Well, let's turn off the audio so that we can really talk about Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're calling it. We're calling it there. 10 seconds left. It's just them driving in the car. Guys, let's not forget that apparently this judge was involved or it is alleged that this judge was involved in the SA of female prisoners at the Letcher County jail, right there in the basement of the Letcher County courthouse. And he was shot dead by Sheriff Mickey Stines a couple days after Mickey was deposed in a federal civil rights lawsuit filed by Sabrina Atkins and Jennifer Hill, based on these interviews. That seems to be what is going on. I mean, seriously. Dusty Parr. Yeah, I've seen your comments. I will read it. I just haven't yet. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. So guys, it's Friday. So we won't be back tomorrow or Sunday, but we will be back on Monday. We will be continuing this here case. We're going to listen to the interview of Jennifer Hill. The audio on that one is much better than the first couple of Sabrina Atkins. And then we're going to be going over to talk about Lenine's Law. Where am I going? Right over here. Nope, wrong one. Here. We're going to be talking to Allison Diker. I'm so excited for this, guys. I'm just extremely excited for this. This is a case that is local here in Western Pennsylvania. Lenine Ray Rogers went missing on January 7th of 1981. So on Tuesday, January 7th, 2025, we're going to be looking at her case on the 44th anniversary. I hope you guys will join me for that. Don't forget, sign up for the newsletter over at crimecod.com. Go ahead, and if you're on Facebook, please join us over on the Fish Tank. We have a good time over there. And then you can always go to my website, gavinfish.com. You can get access to true crime headlines. Do me a favor. Take care of my lead mod, Autumn, who is working really hard on behalf of all of us. If you go over to the Support Me page and click on Buy My Lead Mod a Coffee, you can do it there. Take care of Autumn. She takes care of all of us, and I appreciate deeply all of the work that she does, and I appreciate deeply that you guys come and join me every weekday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I think that is it as far as any announcements that I had for you guys. I don't have the rest of the week planned, but the rest of next week planned, but the first 2 days are already planned. So if you haven't subscribed yet, if you think I earned it, please go ahead and subscribe. With that, I wish you a happy weekend. I'm stoked because our daughter and our son-in-law are here for a visit. So I'm going to get off of this here podcast. Going to go visit with them. So you have a great weekend. Until Monday, I bid you adieu, and I will see you then, hopefully. Take care. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.